There are probably still a few surprises in store for Chicki and Vernizzi Dominic Lombardozzi in the Tulsa King Season 2 finale. Chicki has continued to be a pain in the gangster's side despite the fact that the cast of Tulsa King Season 2 has expanded since the show's debut, and White Man Freddy, Sylvester Stallone, has gained more adversaries. There will probably be some shocks in the Tulsa King Season 2 finale, and one of them might involve Chicki and Vernizzi Dominic Lombardozzi. Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. Before going to the main topic, I want to say like this video and subscribe to the channel. Chicki has continued to be a pain in the gangster's side despite the fact that the cast of Tulsa King Season 2 has expanded since the show's debut, and White Man Freddy, Sylvester Stallone, has gained more adversaries. In the Tulsa King Season 2 finale, Dwight will still have to deal with Chicki despite having slain his primary adversary, Jackie Ming, Rich Ting. But Chicki might have a surprise planned. During Season 2 of Tulsa King, Chicki has been on a downward spiral. From the start, he was losing control of his group, and Vincent Piazza, nearly drove him out. For the whole season, Chicki has been essentially ineffectual as a villain and a mob leader, but a new idea would unexpectedly elevate him to a significant role in Tulsa King. If it's accurate, it might even indicate that a significant storyline twist that fundamentally alters Oklahoma and New York will occur at the end of Tulsa King Season 2. If it's accurate, it might even indicate that a significant storyline twist that fundamentally alters Oklahoma and New York will occur at the end of Tulsa King Season 2. Jackie Ming's passing at the end of Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 9 obscured Chicki's simmering story, but it might be crucial. On Vince's orders, Chicki boarded a train bound for Oklahoma to confront Dwight, as depicted in one of the episode's last images. Vince had overthrown Chicki as the leader of the Invernizzi family, but he gave him a chance to return to the post if he could either kill Dwight or persuade him to settle the family's debts. Once Chicki arrives in Tulsa, a confrontation of some sort is inevitable, but it might take an unexpected turn. Strangely enough, Goody's, Chris Caldovino, story at the end of Tulsa King Season 1 is starting to resemble Chicki's story at the end of Season 2. There are many similarities between Chicki and Goody's experiences, and they might be important for the Tulsa King Season 2 finale. Both criminals had a lengthy history with Dwight before traveling to Oklahoma, were dispatched to Tulsa to confront him, traveled by train, and were becoming disenchanted with the head of the Invernizzi family. The stories of Chicki and Goody obviously differ in a few significant ways. Chicki's previous relationship with Dwight was far more antagonistic than Goody's, and he was on a train because he was placed on the TSA's no-fly list, whereas Goody fears flying. Tulsa King is drawing significant comparisons between Chicki and Goody despite their distinctions. It's highly likely that Tulsa King had a motive for presenting Chicki's tale in this manner and focusing so much on his decline from prominence. That could be because Chicki will join Dwight's gang, just like Goody did. Given the parallels between Goody's involvement in the Season 1 conclusion and Chicki's growth throughout Tulsa King Season 2, it appears like Chicki might accompany Dwight to Oklahoma. That would be entirely consistent with Chicki's character growth and a fair plot twist for the season finale. He despises Dwight, but he probably despises Vince even more for overthrowing him. Vince may see Dwight as his sole opportunity to retake the Invernizzi family by force, and Chicki likely finds his invitation to rejoin the family offensive. Although Chicki is many things, his ego is one of his most noticeable personality defects. He tried to kill Dwight for disobeying his orders. He killed Pete because he didn't think he was receiving the respect he deserved, and he killed Joe to exact revenge on Goody for quitting the gang. Chicki believes that he is born into the Invernizzi family, and he is unlikely to return to Vince, the guy who usurped him, and ask for forgiveness. He would need Dwight's assistance to retake the Invernizzi family by force, which would be far more plausible. There would be a lot of intriguing possibilities for Tulsa King Season 3 if Chicki did move to Oklahoma to join Dwight. Even though Chicki is insane and erratic, he could be a great help to Dwight because he has a wealth of gang world and mob management experience. Along with Goody and Armand, Max Casella, he would be the third New Yorker to join Dwight's group, which would lead to some intriguing character interactions. Tulsa King might depict them both battling to win Dwight's favor, and Chicki would even be the ideal analogy for Armand. Chicki joining Dwight's team does appear to be a possibility, but there is another, less startling but probably more realistic, possibility for his travel to Oklahoma. To get close enough to assassinate Dwight, Chicki could pretend to be interested in joining his group. That would go against his inflated pride, but it would probably fit better with his violent nature. Chicki might not live long enough to return to New York if that occurs. However, the Tulsa King Season 2 finale is the only thing that may demonstrate Chicki's intentions in Oklahoma. As its Season 2 finale draws near, Sylvester Stallone's famous crime thriller, Tulsa King, is experiencing an unheard of spike in popularity on streaming services. The program has drawn viewers from all around the world and is now the second most watched streaming series worldwide. Fans in the UK will see the action tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., while viewers in the US will watch the penultimate episode of Season 2 today, November 10th. Stallone himself has fueled the frenzy by teasing Season 3 possibilities as viewers anxiously anticipate the end of what has been a tense season. Stallone posted on Instagram, "I am elated and so proud of our cast," disclosing that the show's viewership had increased by an astounding 75% during its debut season. The show's flawless 100% rating for Season 2 on Rotten Tomatoes is even more astounding, solidifying its status as one of Paramount Plus' crown jewels. The current season has had viewers on edge after Dwight, the General Manfredi's increasingly complicated adventure in Tulsa. With Episode 7 ending on a cliffhanger that threatens to intensify the ongoing mob war, the most recent episodes have increased the intensity. In the forthcoming Episode 9, Dwight's business transactions will make things even more complicated. Terrence Winter, the show's creator, discusses the series' distinctive features and how it varies from previous mob-focused television programs. Winter clarifies that Dwight is fundamentally a reasonable and logical man. He isn't a bully. In the sense that he genuinely considers the world, he is thoughtful. Viewers have responded well to this portrayal, which also helps set the program apart from its genre antecedents. He's not a bully. In the sense that he genuinely considers the world, he is thoughtful. Viewers have responded well to this portrayal, which also helps set the program apart from its genre antecedents. The success of Tulsa Aching can be attributed to its creative take on the criminal drama genre. Cal Thresher actor Neil McDonough highlights the show's focus on honor and character norms. "My character gravitates much more towards Dwight Manfredi because he's the only person he finds with any code," McDonough told RadioTimes.com. Fans are hoping for more Tulsa stories since Stallone recently stated, "We are working on the third season at this moment, even though Paramount Plus hasn't formally announced Season 3. Given the show's track record of success, the timing would make sense. Season 1 concluded on January 8, 2023, and Season 2 followed on September 15, 2024. The show has clearly struck a chord with audiences worldwide, as it follows a New York mafia boss who, after serving 25 years in jail, establishes a new criminal empire in Oklahoma. Strong ratings, rising viewership, and Stallone's teases about Season 3 all point to Tulsa King remaining one of the most captivating crime dramas available on streaming as viewers get ready for the Season 2 finale. Keep an eye out for the next episodes, which air on Paramount Plus at 8 a.m. in the UK and 3 a.m. Eastern Time, 12 a.m. Pacific Time in the US. Given the show's momentum and its stars' eagerness to keep going, Tulsa King doesn't appear to be slowing down. Retaliation is a complimentary meal that is best served in 30 minutes or fewer on Tulsa King. Anyway, something along those lines. The entire second season of the show revolved around establishing the 5 factions vying for control of Tulsa's weed farms: the Kansas City mob, led by Bill Bevilacqua; the New York mob, led by Chicki and Vernizzi and now Vince Antonacci; Cal Thresher, an oil baron who turned into a dishonest weed tycoon; Jackie Ming, Thresher's partner and the head of the local Triad group; and Dwight Manfredi's Tulsa group itself, a diverse group of people with a range of interests, including wind farmers, Native American growers, and Nebuchadnezzar marijuana shop owners, as well as a few wise guys, both real and otherwise, who are all kept together by Manfredi's own charm. The dispute in this episode is resolved in a matter of seconds. Even getting to that stage doesn't require a lot of time or work. Thresher's ally Bevilacqua gives him straightforward instructions after his disloyal Triad partner threw him out of his own cannabis business. Repair it. Thresher complains, "Yeah, go fuck yourself," and walks away. However, he follows instructions. He looks to Margaret, the ranch owner with whom he has a romantic interest, Dwight more successfully than Cal, as the one person who could possibly win him over when Dwight, more or less rightly, accuses him of causing the entire disaster. Cal has acquired a 49% share in her ranch without anyone's knowledge, even us viewers, and since Ming is attempting to seize all Thresher owns, she might be the next to go. He forces her to put pressure on Dwight, who is unable to refuse her for very long. Dangling there at the end of his rope, Thresher is not by himself. Dwight's renegade soldier, Armand, reaches a crossroads outside of town before surrendering and fleeing in a state of emotional turmoil. He rushes to Ming for assistance, promising to entice him to Margaret's ranch, where their off-screen sex life occurs, the one location where Dwight is most exposed. At least that's what you're intended to believe, and if you're not a particularly sensitive spectator, you might even believe it. During all of this, Dwight is at home talking to his sister Jo, and when Bigfoot, his bodyguard, says, "You have a visitor," it isn't revealed to us until a flashback near the conclusion of the show, but it can only be Armand, and Dwight could have urged him to do just that to get his forgiveness, lure Ming and his men to their deaths, which he does. He leads them onto the ranch, pretends to be exhausted from anxiety, and then scuttles off. Additionally, Ming's rear guard had their throats slashed by assassins from a coalition of all the local indigenous tribes who were seeking retribution for the murder of one of their own, Jimmy the Creek, in the previous episode. The remaining Triads are eliminated by gunmen from the Manfredi and Bevilacqua groups, who are commanded by Grace, an unusual sniper and employee of a marijuana store. Regarding Ming, Dwight gives the tomahawk he received at Jimmy's memorial service to his right-hand man Tyson, who buries it in the Chinese-American mobster's skull. Whatever it is, sic semper tyrannis. It's a true red-letter day for Tyson because his father has also helped to make amends with his bitter mother. However, the question of Armand remains unanswered, providing actor Max Casella with another opportunity to excel in a part he has truly mastered in recent episodes. Armand makes it clear that he has no plans to move on from the encounter, even after he helped destroy the Triads. He made a vow to never run again, but he broke it. One last mistake in a lifetime of mistakes. It appears that he had always planned to make amends for his betrayal before killing himself by Dwight. Manfredi, however, spares him. Armand is forced to repeat the boss man's statement that it's never too late to make things right. After that, Dwight goes to bed with a lustful Margaret while Tom Petty's Learning to Fly plays for some reason while they dispose of more than a dozen corpses, including one that was slain with an axe to the skull. To be honest, it feels like the season is coming to an end. Chicki, on the other hand, is on a mission and is on the no-fly list because of his stupid gun at the airport episode. The other managers blamed his dismissal on his ill-considered decision to send an icon and earner like Dwight Manfredi to Tulsa. In actuality, his father made the decision, but Chicki stood to gain the most from the removal of a possible heir to the throne when his father passed away. According to Vince, Dwight's replacement, and the others, Chicki will be welcomed back if he can entice him back. Is everything a little underwhelming? Yes, really. At this point, the decision to have the major carnage occur in the penultimate episode instead of the season finale is a very archaic HBO strategy that dates back to the new Golden Age peak, which spanned from The Sopranos to Game of Thrones. However, this only heightens my curiosity about what can transpire between Chicki and Dwight at the conclusion. Will Sylvester Stallone and Dominic Lombardozzi give us a long, heartfelt, or some sort of acting showcase? Will there be a death-defying duel between us? Is there a surprise in store for us? To begin with, the Mitch/Tina romance that we were supposedly on the verge of never happened. How often do you get to say that about Tulsa King? And I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Tulsa King Season 2 appears to be just as dramatic as the first, as Sylvester Stallone is returning for another slice of action drama. The focus of Tulsa King is Dwight, the General Manfredi, a New York mafia capo. He is banished by his boss after a 25-year prison sentence and establishes his business in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa King Season 2 appears to be just as dramatic as the first, as Sylvester Stallone is returning for another slice of action drama. The focus of Tulsa King is Dwight, the General Manfredi, a New York mafia capo. He is banished by his boss after a 25-year prison sentence and establishes his business in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He gradually assembles a team to take over Tulsa after realizing that his former crime family might not be looking out for his best interests. However, Thresher proves to be Dwight and company's most formidable opponent to date in Season 2. Will Dwight and his group be unable to manage this one fight? He gradually assembles a team to take over Tulsa after realizing that his former crime family might not be looking out for his best interests. However, Thresher proves to be Dwight and company's most formidable opponent to date in Season 2. Will Dwight and his group be unable to manage this one fight? You might be wondering when the next episode will air if you've been watching this one for the past few weeks. So stop wondering. The 10th episode of Tulsa King Season 2 will air on Sunday, November 17th at 3 a.m. ET and 12 a.m. PT. However, don't worry too much if you miss the episode. It will be accessible on the app. At that time, Tulsa King will be released with subtitles. The 10th episode of Tulsa King Season 2 will air on Sunday, November 17th at 3 a.m. ET and 12 a.m. PT. However, don't worry too much if you miss the episode. It will be accessible on the app. At that time, Tulsa King will be released with subtitles. The anticipated duration of episode 10 is approximately 45 minutes, which aligns with the duration of the remaining episodes in the series. 10 episodes have been planned for Tulsa King's second season. Keeping that in mind, let's go on to this one's finish. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.